Statistically speaking, there are many cryptocurrency holders who, despite living in high-tax countries, do not report to the government the cryptocurrencies and who believe that they do not have to do anything until they sell. The huge problem underestimated by the layman is that more and more countries are, by way of legislation or interpretation, including Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies among the reporting obligations of foreign assets. And it is through the contestation of non-compliance with reporting obligations that the high-tax countries collect most of the money, and, if they need money, and due to the pandemic they absolutely need it, they will do everything in their power to find all the taxpayers to whom they can put those penalties. Reporting obligations work, in a nutshell, like this. The government wants to know what your assets abroad are, even if you do not have to pay any taxes on them, and only for not reporting them you get a huge penalty to pay. But do you know how huge this penalty is? It varies in different high-tax countries, but the constant is that these penalties are incredibly high. If you have not completed the correct forms and declared every asset that the government deems to be covered by these obligations, these high-tax countries will require you to pay a portion of that asset as penalty, in some countries up to 50% of the entire asset non-reported, in other countries, for example, several European countries, up to 30% of the entire asset not reported. We are not talking about capital gains but about the whole asset, so if your asset has not increased in value, they will still want the share. But the paradoxical thing is that this sanction is applied as a rule every year, so if you don't report those assets for several years you will pay that amount every year, even if you have already paid for another year, with the effect that, in the end, the sum you owe the government could be even higher than all the value of your asset. But there is more, because the government, after taking these sums from you, if you have made capital gains, will ask even to pay taxes on capital gains as well. Sadly, we actually know many people that lost all their assets in this kind of way. The good news is that this kind of rules exist almost exclusively in high-tax countries, mainly Western Europe and the United States, so relocating to either a crypto-friendly country or a low-tax country will likely keep you safe from these disputes. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos and write us. You find our contact details in the description if you need our help.